Good morning, it's Thursday, September 26th, about 6 a.m. Central Time. Overnight, the precious metals are exploding, led by the base and industrial metals after yesterday's technical-based profit-taking session, specifically in the silver market after matching the July highs. Other futures faced headwinds yesterday as the dollar index bounced after trading to the lowest level since December of 2023. Traders should note that when the markets get oversold and match technical bottoms, these types of bounces often are vicious in bear markets. If you look back on December 28th of 2023, the dollar hit a low of 100.32, about where we're at right now. And by January 4th, it hit a high of 102.24. It was about a 2% rally. These types of bounces in the dollar often trigger profit taking, like we saw in outside commodities and commodities like the silver market yesterday. So looking at the overnight price action, December gold sitting on the all-time highs right now, $26.99, up about $13 at the moment. That's a 0.5% gain. Now looking at December silver, up 75 cents at $32.77, just off the highs of the session, 2.35% gain. December copper up 9.15 at $4.58, and that's a 2% gain as well. You also have aluminum up 2%, platinum up 2.5%, palladium up 3%. So scanning the outside markets, U.S. equities significantly higher in the overnight session, led by the NASDAQ and also the S&P. Something to note, and you'll want to note, is that the crude oil market down $1.57. So that's the only thing that stands out on the chart as significantly lower. It's down 2%. They're trying to structure a deal over in the Middle East to pause for 3 weeks the fighting between Israel, Lebanon, Hezbollah, and everyone else. So that's that geopolitical risk premium coming out of the market. Now, gold futures, in my opinion, should probably be up a little bit more here on the session, but some of the geopolitical premium, because of the fact that you see people trade those two in pairs surrounding rising tensions in the Middle East, that's the reason why gold futures are lagging just a bit, in my opinion. So looking at what happened and what reversed these markets overnight, because we ended the market yesterday on a bit of a softer note. China's top leaders, they're ramping up efforts to revive their growth and pledges to support fiscal spending and stabilize their property sector by injecting $142 billion of capital into the biggest state banks since the first time since the global financial crisis in 2008. Basically what that means is it tells you a few different things. One, how dire their current state of an economy is right now and the measures and efforts that they're going to have to take to revive this up. So they're starting to throw the nuclear bomb at this market here, trying to get their economy all stabilized. So that's the reason why you see copper futures leading, silver futures breaking out to the upside, and many of the other commodities that are China dependent like soybeans stepping up to the upside as well. So a couple things we're going to watch here today because of the fact that the market is off to such a good start here of the session. We want to pay attention to some things and we don't want to turn a blind eye. A few things to note here is that we will have a bunch of economic data coming out. A few things to note here will be initial claims, GDP, also durable goods all coming out. The initial claims number is one that I'm really going to keep an eye on because last week we had 219,000. That's when the gold market dipped about $20. If you see a very low unemployment claim number, that could be an opportunity to step into the market here on some kind of small correction. If you see that number significantly higher, something north of like 230 to 235, well, gold futures should go through 2,700 fairly quickly. Now, a couple other things to note, and this is really important, is that we have a ton of Fed speakers coming out today, but the one that I have circled on here at 8:20 Central Time is Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. He's going to speak. Now, his speech is going to be typed up and it's going to be released immediately, his pre-recorded speech. So the market should have some reaction to some of his dialogue and to some of his rhetoric. And then he will have some Q&A and some discussion after where you might get a little bit more volatility in the market, but not too much more. Checking out the CME's Fed Watch Tool, 60% chance of a 50 basis point interest rate cut at that November 7th meeting. And something else that I'm watching, one of the charts, is that the silver ETF holdings. So if you look from July, they shot up significantly. They got up to about 720 million ounces. This is the gauge and kind of the barometer of retail interest in the silver market. Now we go up to that 720 million. What's happened is we've sold off each and every time, and that puts these silver prices right around that 32.50 mark. Now we want to see today with the breakout on silver above the previous two sessions and one of the highest levels we've seen in quite a while is, will those ETF investors step in, and can we get to 73, 74 million ounces or 740 million ounces? And I think that that's where things can really get wet and wild in this silver market. So you guys got any questions here, give me a call. Still hunkering down, still waiting. Going to be about 2 hours before I get the last notification on whether or not I got to evacuate. And then it's tear the office down, bring it upstairs, and pack it and hit the road. So you guys got any questions, give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures option trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trading.